Jesper, I'm sure that this is.
Shut up, Sharon.
I think that this will kind of be a weird moment for you when you see, one of your good friends, Pav, on the other side. Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Obviously, Pav is a guy that I'm talking to almost every day, so it's gonna be a cool feeling. Obviously, a little strange, and I mean, this training camp has been a little different. We normally ride in the car together to the rink every day, and not having it here has been a little difficult at times, but it's going to be a lot of fun seeing him today and be out there on the ice with him.
Do you wonder sort of like what that on-ice competition would be like? Obviously, there's that like friendship side, but like battling against the guy like.
No, we'll probably leave that outside the ring. It's gonna be a lot of fun. He's an extremely hardworking guy and has had a good training camp so far, as it seems like. So it's gonna be a lot of fun seeing him and compete on the ice against him.
What's the statement that you guys hope to put forth for yourselves, not necessarily just because of the Bruins, but just for yourselves, knowing that this is the last opportunity going into the regular season?
Oh, this is a really important game. I mean, set the standard, kind of end the training camp the right way. That's kind of the mentality we want, and obviously get a win and to kind of going into these next couple of practice days with a really good mentality and keep working on the details that we were improving during the camp.
One of the things that we've talked about a lot through camp, not with you, is Alexander Holtz and really trying to make a push. He hasn't scored yet in this league. Do you see that coming for him right now? I know he's come into this camp very confident in himself.
Yeah, obviously when you're a goal scorer, you kind of want those goals to pop in, and obviously he's just gonna have to work hard. That's just the way this league is. It's not easy to score, and you got to keep working, and hopefully it bounces in for him.
Thanks, Brad. Eric, as one of the veterans who's been in this league a long time, can you sort of talk to me about the importance of a final preseason game when you've got a lot of your guys together? Or maybe it's not as important. Lindy said, it can be sort of a hit or miss kind of game.
Yeah, no, for us, we just want to build on our game, and it'll be kind of the first time we'll have most of our guys in, and hopefully they will as well, and just a good test for everybody to kind of see where you're at throughout preseason, how you feel against a really good test, and so I just think it's more of just finalizing things, making sure you do the right things, just have fun with it. It's the last one before we start, so just a good test for our group.
One of the things that Lindy's talked about over the last couple of days is just appreciating the level of intensity that you guys are bringing in practice and all that. Do you feel that, and is that necessary to success going forward?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's the norm for me at least, and I try to bring it, and that's all you can kind of do, but I like where we're headed. I like a lot that I see, and just the growth in a short period of time has been good, and I think the team's coming together nicely, and looking forward to tonight, just kind of finalizing and feel good about our game going next week, like I said.
And do you feel that you've settled in yourself? I know your family's here, just sort of getting into that groove of being in New Jersey, not just the Devils, but just being in New Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding a place, all that stuff, getting out of the hotel, it can be a little bit crazy at times, but we're all settled now, and little guy has a little play arena in the living room, and it's good. We're in Hoboken, and we like it, and like you said, it's important to have your family set, and all that stuff off the ice that you feel comfortable, your family feels good. That's a big part of us players too.
When you're going back to Boston, first time playing against that team, what do you want to prove when you're up there?
Oh, I don't need to prove anything. I'm going to go out there last preseason game. Get my reps in, do my best, compete. Obviously I want to beat those guys. They didn't want me, so there's obviously a little bit of that competitiveness in all of us athletes of going back to your old team or whatever. But I'm just gonna enjoy it and just have fun competing against guys that I know.
I know it was a split squad for the first 4 games, but when you look at that first game that you played preseason and you look at this game, what's the biggest difference you've seen with this team's development?
Yeah, it's just overall growth, I think. I honestly, I wasn't in Montreal and didn't see really the game, so I can't really comment, but the first game that I was in, I thought we played a solid game, but like I said, you want the other team to have their guys in as well, and that will be the real test of seeing where you're as individuals and as a team.
Thanks, Eric. Lindy, we mentioned it, or you mentioned it a little bit yesterday, just how that last preseason game can go one of two ways, just knowing that the regular season's on the horizon. But what do you sort of preach going into this with most of your roster playing tonight?
Yeah, just preaching about the the effort and the structure that we want to play with. We want to continue to work on our game away from the puck, and keep the shots down, keep the chances down, play well on our own end. But go the other way, we want to try to pick it up offensively too.
What does Alexander Holtz have to do in order to score in this league? What is missing right now?
He's had the opportunities. We've all seen 2 or 3 opportunities. He's hit some. I think he's hit a couple posts or post and a crossbar. The one game had 3 grade A. Those are the opportunities that he's got to finish. I think he probably looks at it and he probably is squeezing a little hard now because some of those didn't go in. But we know that's his specialty. His shot is his specialty, and when he gets usually 1 or 2 of those, if you even go back to the rookie tournament in Buffalo, late in the game he had an opportunity that was almost identical to the second period, but he buried it. So that's kind of what you're looking at. You're looking at, can he finish? Can he finish in the moment? Can he finish under pressure? Can he finish with just that one good chance? And we all know it's there. But he's a player that is still developing.
I was talking to Jesper. This will be the first time he goes up against Pavel Zacha in a game in his career. Do you remember the first time maybe going up against a former teammate who was like one of your good friends and what that feeling was like?
I did. I have, and it's kind of an awkward feeling. We actually even got into like a little pushing and shoving, and not that I think Pav and Bratt will get into that, but that first time is always, it's always different. So, understandably so.
When you just look at what this Boston team did the last time that you played, what does your team need to do to really make sure that they're playing their game against Boston?
I think if you look at the game, we just lacked finish. We had, all key players had a lot of great opportunities. It turned into a real tight game, but we've kind of seen their lineup. They got a real good lineup going. We've got a good lineup going, and just want to see who can execute and what our game looks like with all those pieces in place.